Good morning, my neighbors. Welcome to another episode of BYTTT. I hope y'all are ready. There's a lot that's going to be going on. We just got the jobs report, so a lot of things has changed up quite a bit. Um, Before we get into the charts, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that likes, subscribe, and hit the bell button. It does help the little algorithms that goes on with YouTube. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I know there's still issues going on with my camp, and I'm not sure what Square got going on. I'm about to short the crap out of Square. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm not gonna short Square. But yeah, I am a little upset on how the website's response is. I think they're doing it through a third party, and it's making things a little complicated. If you want to reach out to me, like I said, you can reach out through book at durandisgroup.com. Shoot me an email, and I will try to figure out what's happening. I'm gonna put the email inside of the the descriptions as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get right to the chart. Looks like we finally hit 20,000. Did we get there yet? Almost got to 20,000 on NQ. Let me get this all up. All right, perfect. That looks good. All right, let's switch that over. All right, so with the 20,000 level that I've been looking at on NQ, it looks like we finally kind of tapped it. And I was kind of talking to a little bit of the community and just explaining like, we got to get to 20. We're just too close to 20,000 for us not to at least test it and see can we get past 20,000. So with the support that it has right now, and it got a nice little push up. Let's go over to the 1 hour, clear our drawings, start all the way over. Um, it does. Oops, wrong thing. I meant to double click that. It does look like we're catching a really good support, and it looks like a nice solid trend. Ever since we had this golden cross back on Tuesday to the upside, we have not looked back, and it's just continuing in that direction. This is Tuesday the 13th on the 1 hour. So with that said, just play it to the upside. There's no reason to kind of like fight it or whatever. I do have some longer positions that I'm still holding on to. Actually, you know what? Let me tweak my studio a little bit. Make sure I got everything I need. Does it keep my chat? No, it still cuts my chat. Let's try it a different way. Mm-mm-mm. It still cuts my chat. Okay. So now I don't have a real answer. I'm probably going to have to use this whole entire screen, and then I'll probably side by side this here. All right, boom and boom. So looking at the way the chart is operating, it just looks like we're probably going to like really just start really slow bleeding up, just choppy up. So just look for that as we kind of continue on this upside. Nice little break of the wick off the news. And this was yesterday's news off the jobs report. But the funny thing about it, and I would say just be a little careful, and I'm gonna grab this for y'all. Where did I find it? Where did I put you? Oh, there you are. You over there. What's very interesting here is that inside of the news here, um, it was bullish for the dollar, bullish for the dollar. The only thing is that the initials are actually bearish for the dollar. So I'm wondering if the market's going to operate in a way. Here you go. In a way where it's just mixed, and then we're waiting for PMI, which is going to be at 9:45, and then it's going to go ahead and really play out what's there. So depending on what happens here, I don't think existing home sales is going to have that much of an effect. But I would say maybe the PMI is probably the one that we're waiting for. So this is just like that slow choppy up, just slowly stair stepping its way as we wait for that. So just keep that in mind as you're trading. By then, we should have our orb already set. We should have the orb already set. And if the orb is set at 45 and then we get a nice close above on the 5 minute, we might get ourselves a nice little pop um, to the upside because that's what I'm leaning because of this golden cross here. So let's go ahead and keep this going. We got like about a few minutes before market opens. Here's oil. Oil did break below, and I was a little shocked on the fact that it broke below. Sorry, the kids was asking me something. So, it did break below. So I'm wondering, is this the start of lower highs and lower lows? Is this the micro trend that's going to break out of the overall wedge that we've been building here? And the wedge actually pans out to about this level. We're still going to be in consolidation on oil until we break below 632 or we break out of 95.27. So I think we're still going to be inside of this range. I think it's getting tighter and tighter until it gets that explosion that it really wants to get to. Let's go with gold. So here's gold. Gold is in a very interesting spot too. I like what they did. They kind of like really tested how far high they can get. And I think they just started really accumulating their position as they probably going to have to come back and test around that 2400. Is this the move that comes and fill this fair value gap? So I would say if I see this fair value gap fills back to like 2500 and it just looks like there's some momentum to that side, I will not be surprised we come back and address this concern here. So we'll see what happens there. Oops, don't want to do that. Silver. This is why we're holding, right? I kind of explained to you as silver kind of moves, it's probably going to drag gold where it needs to. So I'm thinking around here we probably break out to that upside and then continue to that upside and maybe get rejected somewhere around here. That's what I really want to see. That way whenever we reject here, this will be the official downtrend and it's panning back all the way from May of 2024 of this downtrend, and that's the rejection point that should have some steam to it. But if we start to go ahead and drop now, I'll be a little concerned because I'll be thinking that yeah, we're gonna find some other support and then start this whole consolidation cycle, very similar to what oil did. All right, British pound. British pound looks like this. It looks like we have ourselves a continuation to that upside. Hence the reason why NQ is just connected. It's going in that direction. So British pound is a good indicator, kind of offset with the dollar, and it should be kind of like in step with the markets. So I love what it's doing right here for the upside. That's why I'm still a little bit more bullish. So we're going to see what happens there. Natural gas, not more to say. We're still in the downtrend. I'm not even going to get into. I told y'all about this already. Here's that order block on Russell, right? The Russell order block looks like it's really starting to hold that. This will tell us a lot of what's going to happen. I think, and this is just speculation, not saying it's going to actually work out. Let me bring this over so you can see the oscillator. I think we're more on the toppy side of it, and because the Russell is the small caps, I think the money that was taken out of the small caps went into the large caps, i.e. your QQQs, your S&P 500s, and everything else. So if they start taking money out of the small caps again, right, I think that you're going to start seeing more upside on the Qs. Probably feel some of that imbalance that we have up top. Maybe even go for new highs. And then last one is the dollar. The dollar did break below that order block I was pointing out, which was roughly around here. And then I kind of keyed off on another one. Where did I key? I think I was roughly around here, where I was like, maybe we'll get back above here because we kind of used that as support here. So something along the levels of this level here, right? And I think I extended it down to here, something like that. I can't remember exactly. I gotta look at the previous video, and you can see this whole fair value gap and orders being held, and we bounced here and that. It's failing. It completely failed, and it looks like we're going to go ahead and continue to the downside, which is going to make the market bullish. So I am still bullish based on what I see from the Qs, based on what I see from the dollar, based on what I see from the British pound. So that's it. Got about 3 minutes into the market opens. Let's go back over to NQ and get ourselves set up. And I'm going to go ahead. I think I already logged into, yep, got my Thinkorswim in. All right, perfect. I need, oh, I know what I need. Not you. That can go. And that can go. That was my email. Oh, needed that. That was all my reopen, close. Why didn't you reopen? Reopen, close. I think my computer just froze. I mean, not computer, but my Chrome. Oh, Okay, wait. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay, boom. All right. Let me get my E-Trade on. All right. That's that. That's that. Oh, actually, now that I have this open, let me put this side by side with this one, and let me open this back. Yeah, so I was actually still keeping an eye on my pizza position, and this thing is doing some funky stuff. But I think they're trying to build themselves a little bit of a base. But I really hated their earnings, so I am looking for a way out. If this thing can get back up above like $50, I'll be a happy camper. But right now it's doing some very funky stuff, and I'm not happy with them. So we'll see what happens when it's all said and done on that one. That is pizza. Maybe now that I think about it, maybe they're gonna consolidate it and bring it into, oh, market is open, and bring it into this level. I think if it stays above the 50 EMA, I think I might just hang on to that. All right, let's go back to NQ. Let's see what happens. All right, here is NQ. Still popping up. Now, this is the fun part about it. On the daily, there is a fair value gap right here that I'm curious. Are we going to get all the way up there? So I kind of looked at this like a rejection point that we just needed to deal with some chop right in here. And anything above 2163 is going to be really, really great. So for the sake of argument of this conversation, I'm probably going to look around this level here. And I think I explained this before that everything's kind of detached right now. So let me go ahead and put the Qs up here. QQQ. And look at it from the daily. And see what target we could be going for. Because what I'm thinking is if we get above here, and it might happen on Friday, might not even happen today. If we get up there, we're probably gonna. It's taking so long. This thing is like freezing up a little bit. Okay. One whole side of my screen, okay, is not operating. All right. Let me try reloading this chart. Probably the best way to do it. Not reopen, close window. Where's reload? I know there's a way to reload chart. Not that. I don't know what's going on with my chart. Oh, there we go. Finally. Jeez, this thing like froze on me. All right, there we go. All right, QQQ, and then NQ, and boom. All right, now that I got everything set up. All right, so what I'm thinking is above this level at 163, that was on this day, that was the 17th of June. So if you look at QQQ, we have a gap that we could go and fill, which would bring us past 489 into 495. Remember, I was explaining, I was like, I don't think we're going to get to 500, but I'm not going to say it's impossible. And I think I said it's probably like a 30% chance that we're going to get to the 500 level. And I don't know. I would say we're probably pushing that 50% ish, give or take. Probably not hit it, but maybe get really super close to it, and then some people probably cash out some of their options. I'm not sure, but we'll see how this pans out. All right, let me go ahead and get to that. So that's um 495 calls, maybe that's what we aim for. And then on the put side, I would say if it did fail, we'd have to fail like 478 to try to really print. But again, we are not going to push the market ourselves. We do not have enough capital. So let me see. Why don't we do something like a 480? That's like $5 down to that side, and then we probably could go after 478. So 480 on the put side, 470, sorry, 480, 495, 480, 495. Let me get this out the way. Let me go ahead and get myself prepped with today's contracts. All right. I had to send somebody a message real quick. All right. 478 looks tempting. I like it. 480 is a little bit better. Last time I didn't. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with the 470. 480. I'm gonna go with the psychological. Let's go with that one. All right, that one's saved. And then on the call side, ooh, 495. Let's go with 489 for right now. Yeah, let's go with 489 right now. But if you're adventurous and this thing does what is possible as we try to fill the gap, again, it might happen tomorrow, it might not happen today, right? But let's just say it did happen today and we get some momentum. That 480 does look real tempting. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what we can capture from there. So let me go ahead and set it up on the compound one. So we're talking about 480. What I'm looking at. And then 489. Put that there. Say that. And then 495. That would be crazy if that happened. That would be so insane if that 495 happens. But that's something I want to take a peek at as we prepare. All right. So that said, we already got our things set up. We got like about 6 minutes in. Let's go check out what the first 5 minutes of the market did. We got a nice little hammer here. So we got our top side. Our top side is here, and we got ourselves bullish above here. And right now we got this one kind of set for right now, and we'll just call it bearish if we go below here. So what I'm looking for those that's brand new to here is this. I'm just taking a simple trade, simple, quiet, nothing too spectacular trade where we just take it to the breakout of the orb. And right now our range is between 19,977 and 2025, right? So looking at this, let's take it over to the 15-minute. I think I'm gonna wait for that report to come out. That's perfect timing. Kind of fits inside of our plan and our budget, right? Wait for that one to come out. That's going to be in the next 7 to 8 minutes. That first 5 minutes going to close. With the fact that it's news, if you have a favorite time frame you want to roll with, I'm not gonna fault you, right? Maybe you don't want to use the 5 minute because mine's take too long. I'm comfortable with my 5 minute, and it is what it is. Oh yeah, and then also y'all probably like, wait, why is he wearing the athletic shirt or whatever? I told myself if I don't actually get myself dressed for the gym, I'm probably not gonna make it to the gym. So thanks to Neil, I'm trying to fight to get myself going to the gym. So I'm actually wearing my athletic shirt. So that way I remember to be like, all right, whatever's going on, look at the clock. We got to get out of here. I'm going to try to get in at least an hour a day, possibly. Right? If I can do an hour with y'all on this trading floor, I could at least do an hour at somebody's athletic facility. All right, let's go ahead and look at some tickers as we wait here. I kind of left y'all on not limbo, but a little bit in the loop as far as my infatuation with healthcare. So let's go ahead and run down to it real quick. We got Eli Lilly, that looks like that. UNH still looks like a powerhouse, but I'm waiting for this order block to really hold it down, which it looks like we're getting a downward trend with a wedge. So this thing can explode in either direction on a intraday, but I'm looking for the bigger move. I really think a nice little test to here would be great. Not down in here, but AbbVie. AbbVie still looks good. The competition to Eli Lilly with their Ozempic and all that foolishness. Oh, gets nod the EU for lymphoma drug. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. Johnson & Johnson, self-explanatory. I already told you their lawsuits are behind them. Merck is just being annoying. I am starting to really get annoyed by Merck. Other than that drop, and I think this drop was the drop I was looking for back here somewhere around June, July, that it just kept on consolidating, and now it did this. So I think this Death Cross is going to carry some muscle to it, but I'm very curious on what it does after the Death Cross happens. We may retest first. Abbott looks good, Golden Cross, and then Pfizer, I don't like them, but hey, if y'all like cheaper tickers, just understand this is a slow mover. It takes a lot of work for it to get up to that $36. Make sure you chart it out properly. Oh, it's 40. Let's go over to NQ again. Let's see what's going on there. 15 minute. Let's readjust if we need to. All right, we're going to readjust it. Looks like they built a new bottom right here. So 19969 is what looks like the range so far, which kind of gives us a nice little 54 points range, but we'll see. Currently, I am not sitting on any positions right now. The AVGO did really well. Actually, let me go check out that chart. I haven't seen it in a little bit. Let me see. Did it pick up some more? Nice. So it did go a little bit deeper into the gap. So I was aiming for like the 185 area. I got out roughly around that 165 because I played the gap fill, and then this one and got a nice little pop. So some people should be happy on AVGO. See if this thing can continue to this upside. So we basically have a micro trend that is now flirting or turning into a major trend. So we're gonna go ahead and just draw this out like this. So this is our micro trend right now, and I need to see what it does to fully reverse. Now this thing can turn into like an inverse head and shoulder, so I would love for it to never get under 156 if I was playing this to the upside. Maybe buy some more time, but right now their earnings is coming up on September 5th, and that's probably what they're waiting for. And yeah, looks really interesting at where it is. All right, going back to NQ. Still holding this. They're trying to hold that 2,000 level. You could kind of see that, right? Or 20, I said 2,000. 20,000 level. It's Russell, that's 2,000, right? I don't know. Still don't know. It's still bullish, but I just feel like a pullback is necessary. We may get a break to the downside. We might be going with the put side. Because if this thing kind of finishes as a 15-minute doji, could that be a sign of reversal? Maybe. We are still in the daily order blocks. Right here. We came for the gap, so this is the momentum for it. We got to get above this wick here. So first target that they probably aiming for is around the 2092. But we rejected at 25 right now. Sorry, excuse me. Oop, hold on. Give me a second. Is this telemarketers? I'll contact them later. Make sure I got everything I need. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right. So looks like it's gonna be very hammer-like on this 15 minute. Right at the not the tippy top of the order block, but it's up there. Good morning. What's going on, D boy? How you doing? So we're probably gonna get ourselves a nice little breakout in a few. And I am thinking put side. I am thinking that. It's a possibility. So let's get ourselves relatively prepared. Just in case it pans out as such. So we're talking about 800. Okay. Probably looking at 30, like 39 cents or so. That's what it's kind of toying with. But we need a nice little break on the 5 minute and a close below. I know, it's so tempting. Good morning, good morning. So tempting when you start to see that candle start to chase down and everything else. But right now, they're going to see if they can close below 19,969. They could recover this whole thing and just take off. Target above is 2092. 20,092. All right. Looks like it's going to take a little bit. Let's run through the rest of the tickets. Let's see. Oil, it looks like this right now. I think they're going to do one more try of a push-up, and then it's going to just dump down again. The stochastic on the 1 hour is already above. The daily looks like this. I don't think it got really into that oversold or lower register of the stochastic. So I think there could be some more down. Yeah, I really think they might do that because that's the next one that drops because that one was the PMI and existing home sales tends to not really do much, but I'm leaning on that breakout. You took it down, nice, nice, nice. Let's see how this NQ is looking now. Let me come back to the 15 minute. Yeah, I want to see this kind of like break it close. All right, we got 3 minutes. Let me go ahead and run back over here. So gold is starting to break down below that level. I want to see, will it get back to 2402? 2500 will be tough. And then silver got a hold above its trend. Right now, this is what silver looks like. And if it breaks and makes a new low, we're in trouble. We are in trouble for that upside. But we'll see. Okay, nice D boy. Let's go. I'm looking for an entry too, but I want to see it close below. I'm being patient. I'm being patient. Oh, that's 3. All right. Got a minute and 57 seconds. Again, this is going to fight. Yeah. Yep. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it with the options. See how this pans out. So what I'm looking for is a couple of things. I would love to kind of see around 480 on the Qs. So if we can get below this support that happened here, that should be fun. And then as soon as we break the 200, that should be another bit of joy over there. Make sure I got this lined up right. Yeah. Yeah, probably measure this out a little bit better. Let me put a fib on this. Throw some fibs on it. Something along the lines of that. I think halfway of the wick. Yeah, probably about right there. Somewhere in around here. Yeah, something along the lines of that is what I'm looking for. Let me go ahead and get that out the way. Still no close below. That 5 minute look like it held. They might do one of those channel dances. I don't like to play in ranges. If you like to play in ranges, by all means, good morning, my neighbor. Good morning. Welcome to the party. You're gonna toy with it, aren't you? That really is annoying. Cause I was waiting for the close below. They popped it up, so I thought it was gonna dance right back up. I should have probably set something right below this level here. So I think I'm gonna wait for a pullback and then get into the dance. But I'm waiting for the 5 minute close first, since it's already down here. Oh, loaded. That was very jerkish. That's what I think we made, because that 20,000 level is not an easy level. I don't know if y'all remember when we was dropping, we kept on popping right back up, and then when we finally broke under it, they retested to get above it as much as they can. So I think this thing is going to be a very tough area. That's why I was thinking more bearish than bullish. But I just don't want to break my rules. I just don't want to break my rules. If you was like in a 1 minute breakout of this orb, you're probably sitting real pretty right now. Real pretty. And I've toyed with playing around with the 2 minute, 4 minute, and the 1 minute. The 1 minute, sometimes they'll just spike it up and down, up and down, up and down. But it'll just be like a bear flag breakout type of buildup. But I want that 5 minute to close below that level. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left. All right, let's be patient with this. Let's take a look at what's going on around NQ. Let's see how this levels look. We get below here, we might fill right back through, because that was that gap. Let's see how we treated it. Kind of did it like an order block to get up here. I'm really targeting that 480. I know in QQQ is at 485, so we could hold above 485. We might not make it all the way down to 480, but I'm leaning that that's what they're planning and targeting for. This thing is turning into a pin bar. Could it be that they're using this as a support and we're doing an uptrend that looks something like this? Maybe. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Now I close right back inside of the opening range. Just sit on my hands until it follows the. You like the 2 minute? Okay. Yeah, I might toy with the 2 minute. I just might. Smooth 200. Yeah, because right now we're almost to my 200 when we did that drop on the 5 minute. That's what I thought was going to happen. So patience, patience. Let me go ahead and end that idea for right now. Where's my other chart? I need this one. And we'll just go back to the main chart for right now. Don't need P&L yet because we not in any positions. We'll leave that out. Now, if you want to kind of like scalp inside of the range, by all means, that will be some fun. Did I get anything alerted? Nothing yet. So hands and sitting. That's what we're going to do. And that's what I like about the opening range breakout is that it. Oh yeah, yeah. But that's the whole thing, right? And something like a heavy EMA like that, that can springboard a ticker really, really fast. And I'm curious, are we going to make higher highs here? I'm getting messages all over the place. All right, they're trying to get back above that 20,000. Look like it's having a hard time. Very tough level, very tough. And that's why we're probably getting all this chop. Yeah, it forced. I would say my patience has went to a different level the moment I started toying with the orb. And the funny thing about it, going back, I remember when I first started trading, we didn't call it orb. We just called it was like, hey, things tends to break out of, certain things when the open happens. And I remember Big Bag was the one that kind of told me a little bit about it. And I just had all types of different strategies. I was like, yeah, but I would have to wait for it. And hearing the word wait, being a new trader, you like trade, 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 trade. So yeah, I had to like really, really embrace it. When I did, I started learning more about myself with this one. So very, very, very fun strategy. If you haven't done it before, I would say that at least paper trade it. You might see some different levels of patience with it. But it does get frustrating when you see a long wick like this, and they're like, "Oh man, only if I took it 100 ticks." That's the first thing that pops in your head. But I'm looking for the bigger move. The bigger move. Actually, I wonder how that looked in the 1 minute. On the 1 minute, yeah, it all happened within 2 minutes. So that's your close below. You probably would have rolled this with a little bit of a retracement, take your profits, and then It just reversed. You gotta be quick to the draw. You gotta process all that. Nah, I'm okay. 5 minute. All right, we got like 58 seconds until news drops and a new 5 minute candle all at the same time. Let's see. All right, could this be the close below? Oh man, this is gonna be very dangerous on this one. If it closes below right before the news, this is gonna be fun. This is going to be fun. Come on, give me a close below right before news. Make things interesting. They said no mas. All right, PMI. Yeah. Mute. That's all I'll say. Like PMI usually doesn't do much. I'm not PMI. New home sales usually doesn't do much. That was so muted. That was like eh. Still don't have a close below. We're gonna have to wait 5 more minutes again. There was one time I did this strategy, and it basically took up to about 11 o'clock, almost 12 before it actually broke out of the range. So they didn't do anything exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. New home sales usually don't do nothing, but with Jackson Hole, we had revised numbers for jobs, and then we got jobs report that looks bearish for the dollar. I was like, maybe new home sales is gonna have an impact. Barely. Don't do that. Don't do that. He's gonna do one of those things, huh? I just need a solid 3 minutes of consolidation to wait for me. Just wait for me. That's all you gotta do. But don't go back above 969. If we hold under 969, we're probably going to get a dump cycle. Maybe come back to that trend line. I want to be able to be part of that momentum that comes down to this trend line. I thought about taking a small position and if it just followed suit and then just kept on slowly pile in, but nah. I don't need this thing to treat me as liquidity and bounce all the way back up and capture me. And that's how you get kidnapped. And I don't know where your stop loss gets hit. This day looks good. 950. Here's that 950 test. I want to say Tuesday was a really good breakout. I'm gonna chop up that video, put it on Instagram on a quick 1 minute short. Show y'all how we broke that out. That one generated about 1700 in on the future side. Like I said, stocks and options, I kind of leveraged it a little wrong, and I kind of tiptoed instead of like really stepped into the trade, you know. All right, a minute and 59 seconds left. This thing telling me we may be going short. One of my other strategies, I'm thinking, but we're not doing that for right now. Jackson Hole is at, I think it's at 8 p.m. is Jackson Hole. Hold on. Let me make sure. I think Jackson Hole. Fed balance sheet drops at 4:30. Yeah, Jackson Hole Symposium is at 8. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Appreciate you. And they did it again. Oh my God, this would drive a person crazy if he was in that small time frame. You'd be like, "Oh my God, this thing just won't break support. Just break it. How many times must I kill you?" But you can kind of see this thing is it look like it's gonna go back inside the range. They're probably gonna use this liquidity to get back up above that 20,000 again. I like that we came back kind of soon to these levels. So I'm thinking if we do close under 69, there might be a strong possibility we got some strong cash behind us that looks like this. So let's see if they can liquidate that strong cash that brought us down here. Got about 20 seconds till this candle closes. We might close below it. All right, we close below it. Now the question is, and this is why I kind of was like hesitant on this one. I went kind of small. I feel like whatever strong cash that came in, is this a bit of a sweep? Nice retest of the orb. Let's see if we can break out. Grab this here and put this to the side so I can be able to kind of keep an eye on it over here. Close, close, open, and there. So now what I'm looking for is that whatever is happening here continues and it takes out these bulls 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then test the 200 EMA. If it gets about 483, it'll be a nice little spot. That's what I'm looking for the Qs. 483.10, 483.15, somewhere around there. That's what happens when you're in like two different places at the same time. I forgot to actually short it on the on my future side. Oh well, I have to let that slide. Oh, what is going on with this chart? Even if I wanted to fix a problem, I can't even. Yeah, I might have to clear my cache or something. Something is happening with my NQ. Let's log you out of here, and I'll just use a different. Oh, there we go. Now you're back. Appreciate you. Thank you. Almost to my 2 level. Very interesting what's going on with this chart. You know what? I'm gonna reload this chart. This thing is acting stupid and it's not showing me everything I need. Okay. That was very interesting. Let me grab a new one, bring it over. I was supposed to do this on the future side too. So I'm looking for, now that we're here, I'm looking for 482.06 as a level next. Sorry, I forgot to show y'all P&L. There it is. Yeah, like 36% there. I came to my 50 EMA on the 5 minute. I'm being very cautious here because it's a very impactful candle that we're doing right here on the 30. We got 39 seconds until then. This thing is toying with it. It got to my first part, but I was actually going to go ahead and add in, but I think I'm going to take what I have so far and kind of get myself ready to just sit on some runners. I think we still got some more downside, but I got to like 38%, and I was looking for 100, and I'm way past that number. Let's go ahead and send that over. Boom, 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 done. Got my money, got out. I'm sitting on a couple of runners, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let them do their dance. Actually, this one I left a little bit more than I want to. That was a really, really, really good orb breakout. If you did take that side, let me go. I forgot, I'm not even looking at that chart. 226 ticks. That's why I'm like, I like that. I was supposed to be in that with the futures too. I done screwed that up all the way. I'm thinking about if I did get in on futures, now that I can concentrate on both, it would be probably if we can like make one more leg lower on this. That's why I kind of kept the runner, because I think the leg lower is possible. Technically, yeah, like around, I probably should have did that to pull back. Probably something like that. And I'm just gonna have to ride that, and then when I get to my extension down a little bit lower around that 50 mark, add a second, and then we'll get a full pullback. But we'll see. One more push. Come on, push it to the limit. I got like 40 ticks on this one. 51. If you made some money, by all means, please, by all means, just put in the comments and everything. Oh, we're not gonna let you get all of it back. Give me my 20. Yeah, I can have that. That's what happens when you're late, right? You're gonna get caught in some of the wash. Meanwhile, that's exactly. That's big candles coming down. We got to the 19,000 level, and then it pulled right back. These are runners, so I'm probably gonna use these for as close to break even as possible. That's probably going to be the game on that one. Speed is key. It is key. But here's the fun thing about it. Because we did such a massive move and we took out, like, whoever was dancing this because of the news, they're out of there. I can see that they're looking for a spot. So if they're looking for a spot, they're looking for something under 868. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But that can also be a bounce area because they know if they get to 868, it might fall right through. So that's why it's kind of like in a very interesting spot. And I'm probably going to hold this all the way over. Since we made some money today, that's what I like to do is we make some money, we shut it down, we go find something to do. We're more than a trader, right? So I'm gonna shut it down at 10:15. Don't forget, follow me on Instagram, JD_the Great. Something as simple as Orb, that's an easy trade. A lot of traders use it. It just takes patience, discipline, and everything else. If you want to know more about that, sign up for my boot camp. Links in the description. Don't you dare go up there. Don't you dare try to evening a morning star and liquidate. Smack this thing back down. Yeah, this thing's starting to look like a morning star in a 5 minute. But we'll see. Whatever happens. But yeah, so sign up for my camp. It starts next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to break it down all the way to the fundamentals. If you have a strong foundation, you will not waver. Do not build your trading plan on sand. That you don't want that. It'll be shifty. It'll be waving, and you're like, well, I'm going to throw out the baby with the bathwater here, throw out the baby with the bathwater there. I'll teach you from the ground up what made me successful, and it's called the Become a Consistent Profitable Trader Challenge. So I'm looking for everyone to come to that camp, take the challenge, be excited, and there's going to be a lot that you're going to gain out of that. All right. That said, let me go ahead and wrap it up, and I will see y'all next week, Tuesday, and everybody else from the community. I will see you on Saturday for Mindset. So look forward to working with y'all. See y'all later. Y'all have a great day.